So I'm having a chat with Airports. How are you?
Hey, good Jim. How are you?
Yeah, not too bad, not too bad. We've been playing a new single of yours called Blood Rush. Tell us a bit about the single, first of all.
Yes, so it is a song that I wrote with Jack from a band called Fickle Friends uh, in Brighton, UK. I'm currently in Australia. I'm from Australia, but I'm living in UK mostly now, in London. And a few years when I was over there, I wrote this with Jack, and I have kind of like a pop punk background, but I also used to be a DJ. So I wanted to make a song that kind of puts together like EDM and pop punk, but in a very tasteful way because they're both quite different genres. Um, and when we wrote the main rock part of the song, the chorus, I then took it home back to Australia and I was messing about with it. And I kind of figured out this like housey kind of house music bridge. And after a bit of tinkering, somehow I got it to really work well with the song, I think anyway, and a lot of other people have loved the contrast. So I think like when you ask me about the song, that's the first thing I think of because it's a quite new take, I guess, on
Mm.
a rock song. But please tell me what you think. I would love to actually hear your thoughts.
Well, we're playing it, which means we love it.
Yeah,
So
it's got to be all
so
right. It's got
it
to be all
is a
right.
nice mix. The
Thank
combination
you.
of the
Thank
the
you.
genres, obviously, they are quite polarizing or could be polarizing. Do you think that sound is something that you want to take forward in your music going forward as well?
Yeah, I think I've always done that. For a while now, for a long time now, since I started like, sorry, there's a bit of noise outside where I am. From when it's Australian summer right now. I don't know if you can hear. There's like dogs and kids and stuff just going off where I'm staying.
There's a little
Um,
murmur, but it's not too bad.
okay, not too bad. All right. So I've always kind of mixed both electronic music and pop punk and new metal and rock because these are all genres that I grew up on that I love and um because I'm a producer as well and I learned to produce electronically like in the box, but writing, guitar music and singing, it's just the way that I produced. So I kind of put them together and always really have. So I think moving to the UK really um, opened me up to the possibility of like, hey, there's actually really great scenes, both for rock. I mean, the UK is kind of like a home for rock and electronic music, right? Perfect place to do it. I felt like it's a sound that didn't really latch on where I'm from, but has especially in London. So yeah, I definitely intend to keep pushing into that. I've always kind of done it, but I'm definitely making it more of a thing now.
Yeah, nice. And you are not just a producer, as you mentioned, you write for others as well. How do these kind of collaborations come about?
Yeah, I did a lot more writing for others years ago, but now I'm focusing more on the airports project. But I still have friends that every now and then I'll write for them, like pop artists or whatever. Um, for a while, I did a bit of like Asian pops, like K-pop, J-pop.
Mm.
Had a few cuts in Japan, which was cool. And I love getting into sessions with good writers, good friends, and that's just like booking a studio day, getting in there, tinkering around and seeing if anything comes out either as a collaboration, like it might be a song where it's like, okay, this is an even collaboration with both of us. It might be a song where it's like for one artist or it's for another artist, and I was just a writer producer, or they were just the co-writer, and it's for me. So with Blood Rush, it happened with Jack, where it was like writing for me, and then I've got another little project just kind of to answer both of your questions together. I've got another side project that I'm going to be dropping soon with a drum and bass producer from Reading. His name's Laminar. And that's where we just went and made a whole bunch of songs that were basically putting drum and bass and pop punk together. Something we just wanted to do because we were both passionate about both genres. And we're like, let's just make this a little side dish to our main artistry. So that's kind of like an even collab. And that'll come out this year as well, actually.
Nice. Can't wait for that. And I like to talk about the writing side of things as well. So for you, how do
Yep. Okay.
tracks normally start off?
For me, hooks, I try and make it hook focused. So it might be like something that, a melody or a line in a melody or a keyword in melody that either came about when I was driving or in the shower or having to think, or maybe it's like I was working on an instrumental, or I had like a beat or a riff or a loop or something that I write over. But I always try and start around like a main hook line or main idea or a main chorus first. I love to build the main chorus idea first because I think that's the heart of a song. It's the point of the narrative in the lyrics. It's your main melodies, and then I like to build out from that. Very rarely do I start with like an intro or something else, you know.
Yeah, and the lyrics pretty straightforward at times when you come to write the lyrics to the song.
Straightforward lyrically or how they're inspired.
Lyrically, yeah, lyrically, the actual words themselves.
Um, yeah, I mean, do you mean did they come easily?
Yeah,
Yeah, oh, not all the time actually. I sometimes get a bit stuck, but that's where I think you have to walk away from a song or a project for a bit, come back to it. Maybe life will present some more ideas, some inspirations for the subject, or maybe your subconscious will just process a bit more, or maybe someone else will jump in with a cool idea. Like I often go to like a friend and I'll be like, "Have you got any ideas to this?" And he might come up with a melody and a few words, and then I'll be like, "Great, I'll take it from there," and then do the rest of the verse. So yeah, it varies, but I think usually it's a melody and at least one word or a few words first that kind of
mm,
become the main hook. Blood Rush didn't happen that way though. I had all of the chorus except the main line, which was "I'll be your blood rush." Um, there was other options to that, which totally changed the meaning of the song until I came up with Blood Rush, which I felt was a lot stronger of like I guess a gimmick. And then the rest came from there. It almost felt like the whole thing was written chorus wise, except for that main part.
mm.
So in that instance, it wasn't the hook that time, but most of the time it is.
Fair enough. Fair enough. You've been doing some shows. You did one over here as well with Himalayas. How did that go down?
Yes, great. My first show in London, and it was amazing. So Upgrade Sounds promoted that and put me on the opening slot, which was really cool because even for an opening slot, there were like 300 to 400 people there. So
Mm.
I had a great set. The boys that played for me had great fun. Really great response from the crowd. Yeah, went great, and Himalayas are awesome, and they rocked it. So really sick first show. I'm very grateful to do that.
Good. And you got more shows on the way?
We do. So this year there will definitely be more shows once I get back to the UK, which will be quarter 2.
Okay,
So
nice.
we'll announce some then.
Yeah, and then we're obviously into festival season over here in UK and Europe. You hoping to be doing some festival shows over here?
Yeah, we'll see. I don't know if we'll have many this year, but it's definitely on the goal list for the next year, I would say. I think this year, I think first really just nailing a lot of like solid support slots would be ideal for me.
Mm.
Um, And yeah, I mean, just living through Aussie summer right now, and then we'll come into it and we'll get going in the UK summer.
Yeah, absolutely. And I'd like to find out because you're fairly new, especially to this airports project. Where would you love for this airports project of yours to end up? What's the ultimate goal?
Um, I think I've always loved the idea of like, how would I put it? Being like a tastemaker artist, if that makes sense. Like someone who creates a sound that other people are like, that was their sound and it was such an important sound in that era. I think that's really cool. And I've always been attracted to artists that do that. So that means more for me than, you know, awards and numbers and all that so much. I mean, that would obviously maybe come with that, but yeah, just be cool to kind of be. I just love innovation. I love music and innovation and culture. So in the sense, whatever sound I make, that's important to me.
Awesome, awesome, Aaron. It's been a pleasure having a chat with you.
Hmm. Thank you for having me. Thank you very much.